All right, we are live. Welcome to Alabama Strongman. Got some background noise on my computer over here. Trey, you there? Can you
I'm
hear me
here.
okay? Awesome. Well, we are today going to be mainly talking about Limit Breaker. We got a couple of quick things to talk about before we let some people join us. But um, first off, if you haven't already and you're thinking about it, the benefit competition is this coming up Saturday. There's still room to sign up. There's room to for anybody who wants to volunteer and help. We're going to be live streaming it two different ways. We're going to have a members only live stream. So it'll have probably some exclusive content. It'll have a heck of a lot less commercials. And you will not have to be watching the YouTube commercials. The only commercials we'll see will be from sponsors. And that'll be during downtime. Destiny's already joining in.
Oh,
So
okay. I see her.
what's up? But if you want to sign up for that or if you want to volunteer for that, just go ahead and do so. Hit me up if you have any questions or Trey. Trey, do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, I'm glad that we did have some people finally signing up. It was a ghost town at first, but now I think we have, 20 people?
We're at 17 right now, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
We had somebody sign up today.
very good. I'd like to have some more if we could.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well,
Destiny, are you going to be coming to that?
she's asking everybody have a good holiday. I did. Well, we'll let her answer that in a second. But as you can see, I'm wearing my Auburn Lost shirt.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. But
So
I'm
she's thinking
happy,
about
though.
doing it.
Ohio State
Oh, yeah,
lost. Miami lost. So I can't complain too bad.
definitely. I got a few more people joining us. It looks like, we're already up to 10 people, 11 people. Nice. Well, Jackie, I understand you'll be at OSG. You definitely got to be there for your athletes. What's up, Tyler?
What's up, Tyler?
What's up,
Jackie.
Stan? Got a few people.
Yep. Jackie was in the house. OSG.
Actually,
Damn, I forgot. I forgot it was this weekend. Holy crap.
yeah, that's why my plan was to have maybe us do a Sunday finals live watch or whatever, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It looks like we got a few people join us here to talk about the Limit Breaker today, and I just announced Chaos Strength USA was a sponsor today. But you ready to get this hopefully somewhat mild or not crazy conversation going with some of these athletes?
Leave you in the house.
If it's anything like the group chat, I may have to mute some of this.
Man, those, I don't know. I'm sure Jonathan's seen it, but good God Almighty, some of those guys are insane.
Well, let's bring them on. We got a couple here. Let's see. We got Jonathan here. We got Calvin here. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
How are you?
We are going to try to keep this PG-13.
Yeah, absolutely.
But us three aren't the ones that do the worst in the comments.
No, God,
no. So,
for anybody joining us, sorry.
Thankfully, I mute that. Otherwise, I'd go crazy from the amount of notifications.
Yeah, same here.
It wasn't too bad, but then we started adding a few here and there, and it got really bad. I'm going to say
figured out how to put nicknames on there, it really fell apart.
And I didn't change the group name. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there.
Yeah, that would be me. I had to throw a little shade at the small guys.
Let's move. We'll leave that right there. Trying to maneuver the comment section, but it looks like it'll be all right there. Yeah, Jonathan looks like Maui. Yeah, we have a pretty good crew here. If anybody else hops on, I'll add them to it. But for anybody watching who's not familiar, Trey won our 2023, which was the first year for the Open Division. And then 2024, Jonathan took first and Calvin got second, right?
Yep.
So we've got a head-to-head with champions. We're going to see who can be the first two-time winner. And maybe a new winner.
I'm going to do my best.
Let's see. I think nobody else has hopped on yet, but I invited all the podium finishers from the last 2 years who are coming back to compete for 2025 to join us. So there's a few other people that might hop on here and there, but I want to ask the first thing, what event are y'all looking forward to the most? Don't all go at
I'm,
once.
I'm saying log grill.
I was gonna say, it's always nice to go for a max log.
Okay.
I host Static every year, and I never get to compete in it. So I always watch everybody go for a max log and get sad that I don't get to. So, so it'd be nice to take a crack at it. I've hit 350 very, very easily before, and I'd like to take a run at somewhere between 375 and 400.
That'd be good because I think the state record for Alabama right now is 385, isn't that Trey?
That's correct. Me and Suggs on it.
Okay,
Let's see if we can break that.
that'd be a good time.
What about you,
Oh,
Jonathan?
yeah.
What
I'm
you,
sure we could break 385. I'm sure there's somebody there can break that.
I hope so.
I saw you hit something pretty solid the other day, John. How you feeling on your overhead right now?
My overhead has always been my Achilles heel a little bit. Shoulder mobility issues and, growing up, being a grown up. But I'm looking
The
forward to
fact
the
that you
yoke.
got to press it like 8 feet in the air.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
But the yoke deadlift, because I love deadlift. So the actual deadlift is going to be, and the hold, I love grip too. I think those two events will be fun.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course
yeah.
you want that one. Giant fucking Mark Felix hands. When you go up to this
Destiny's-
dude's hand and he's just like this over, you're like, okay, cool. And he just was like that. Like, no, that's, your hands aren't small. You're good, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah. And I put in the rules that you can't. It's essentially trying to take away the fact that you can pin your hands against your thighs. So you got to be butted up against that center post. It's going to be a true grip strength
I have
event.
really thick thighs, so there's no way you're going to be able to take that from me.
You got to get a pretty wide stance to get around those plates. So I mean, it might. Destiny's already over here talking smack. She goes, "Notice no one said the sandbag events."
Oh, I love those. Those will be, but that's all bread and butter stuff. None of that's hard. It's all just speed, not doing, just not messing up. None of that's heavy.
Yeah. Then I guess if you got my like floppy sandbags, it makes it even harder.
Oh, I trained like my whole career on floppy sandbags.
I did get Cerberus sandbags, so I'm hoping to have nothing but Cerberus, but those strength shot might get thrown in here and there. We'll see.
Those are. I'll give you that. Those are slippery.
They are.
The canvas is very slick on those, so they're not the easiest to hold on to. But it's not heavy enough to be like a huge problem. At least for me. Like I know that everybody's at different places, and sandbags are something that you either really like or you really don't. And there's plenty of guys who really don't.
Yeah, for sure. Well, is there an event that y'all are just not looking forward to?
Grip's always been something that's not my favorite thing in the world. I have small, chubby hands that just so it's at least never my favorite thing. But the rest of it looks fun. It'll be a good time. I'm really. It depends on what's going on. I have to get a medical procedure done pretty soon, so I'm hoping I can get that done real before the end of the year and be able to get prepped into it properly.
I hope it all goes well.
I have to get an ablation done.
Yeah,
I have it's a weird trigger in my heart that's causing it to go to like 200 to 225 BPM for like 2 to 5 minutes sustained. Randomly, I'll be sitting in bed, just happen, and then, or I'll be in the middle of a lift and I'll black out under a yoke. It's fucking great. Freaking great.
Oh, well, I hope you get that taken care of because I really don't want you over here, exploding during the competition.
What's crazy is that it's not life-threatening. My doctor's like, yeah, you're sinus tack the whole way. You're fine, dude. Like, he's just like, it's to be concerning if it continued for 10, 20, 30 minutes, but 5's the max I've ever had to go for. So he's like, that's a small sprint. Like, you're probably tired after, but yeah, you're fine, man. I'm like, I'm not fine when I've died under an 800-pound yoke, popped back up, and then Bambi legged it through.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what happened. I hit the ground, and everybody came running over, and they opened the doors, and I'm on the ground going, and then I'm let's go.
Jackie was over here in the comment section that the combination of events is going to surprise people. I do agree with that. And he said, your doctor is wrong, sir. 220 minus your heart rate, isn't that your maximum? So you're already over your maximum if you were 0. Oh, let's see.
So-
Since been meeting people in this comp, everyone's been having weird injuries, medical terminology I've never heard of. You do run into a lot of unique, I guess, health conditions in the sport.
Well, that's something I've had for years. And I didn't even know. I just thought I had fatigue problems. And then coming to like think about it and like address. I didn't have health insurance for a long time, so I'm a good person for that. I haven't actually had anything like. I've never had blood work or gone to see a doctor on a regular basis since this year. My whole life. So
I got you. Well, let's do this. Let's go around everybody and let me hear what y'all's most recent wins or your biggest wins this year, because kind of want to hype this show up a little bit more. I know y'all have all been in a lot of shows recently. Trey, you want to start us out? What's your biggest win for 2024?
Nothing big for 2024, unfortunately. I was supposed to compete at Limit Breaker and the Arnold. Of course, pneumonia took me out. So my most recent win, well, I guess the biggest would be Forge. I went up against good people there, Trevor, Simonson, all them. But and I just went to Texas.
There.
Yeah, I went to Texas this past weekend and competed at the Legion, which is for veterans too. So it's a pretty cool event.
That's cool.
that's cool.
Jonathan, what about you? I know you just did something recently.
Yeah, my biggest win for the year has got to be EFI. I mean, that was a good contest. I think it was a good set of events. You know, for me specifically, there was some grip stuff in there. But I just competed at the America's Strongest Masters. Took third. It was a half a point between the three of us at the top, so it came down to the end, and it literally came down to a second. So it was a good set of events too. So it was a lot of a little bit lighter but faster stuff.
I was watching that all day on the spreadsheet, watching you compete. And I was like, oh. And when it came to that final event, and I was just like, no, like a point between third and first. Heartbreak.
I keep forgetting he's a damn master.
I was just about to say the same thing. I didn't believe him. Like I argued with him at this past Limit Breaker. I was like, no, you're not in Masters. Your max counts towards just a normal class open. What
I'm a new 40, but
I've honestly had a rough year since EFI. Actually, just getting kind of hit with different problems and different things. So no injuries or anything, but just some struggle as far as I had real bad sleep apnea and other things. And I had a lot of trouble training and getting prepped for anything. And then this heart thing has kind of really stolen a lot of good performances from me. I've had some podiums and taken home some top threes, but a couple of comps I should have walked away with a very comfortable win on. Had blackouts in certain events make me lose too many points to be able to keep the lead.
Well, let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything that you could black out on and fall off of. We're not doing power stairs fully this year, so
no, I'd be fine. It's if it really, I would only black out under a yoke. So if I eat it under the yoke, I'll pop up and finish it still. Then
we'll have pads ready to go.
Yeah, it's fine. And then the other thing is if I don't black out after about 30 seconds, all of my muscles stop getting oxygen and my body will quit.
All right, we're gonna have to have some EMS on standby.
I'm fine. I just want to go sit down and I'll be okay.
They're right across the street, so we're good.
Yeah.
It happened to me in the Shaw. I went for the carry. I picked up the 300 sandbag, sprinted it down, no trouble, threw it down. My heart rate shot up on my jog back over the Husafell, or maybe down with the bag. I'm not sure exactly, but I got there and I went to pick the Husafell bag up and I got it to my waist. And then I went to shimmy it up and my body quit. There was just nothing left. I had no oxygen in my muscles and I couldn't pick it up anymore. And I set it down and then my heart rate just, and And I'm like, oh, what's going on? And I like tried to pick it up again, couldn't barely break it off the ground, flipped it over, couldn't move it. And it's a 350 Husa bag. I should be able to whip that off the ground into my chest and just truck off with it. And it's not heavy for me. It's not something that I can't do. And I just quit. And I just sat there just like kind of dizzy and out of it. Like, man, what the hell? It was really frustrating, man. This year's been tough as far as that. So, I mean, EFI was a great podium. I had a great time. I was real fired up on a couple of events and came, finished out the day strong with an event I felt was really, really proud of that performance overall, and had some good performances in certain events at other shows. And when I'm strong, I'm strong. And when I get some problems on me right now, it's been frustrating, but I'm hoping to have my ablation before the end of the year and ready to go. My doctor thinks I should be 100% cleared and ready to compete at my fullest capacity after that, which would be incredible.
Well, I'm going to need y'all to stop being so humble and start talking some smack. We got to hype this place up.
Well, there's nobody in this one that I want to talk smack to. It's all really the small people.
Yeah, I mean, the three of us are just, mutual respect as super heavyweights.
Yeah.
Hell, I mean, John's strong, Trey's strong. I have nothing but respect and admiration for the strength that both you guys have. I want you to come in strong, happy, and I want to beat your ass either anyway. I want to come in, see you guys both at your best, and hopefully take gold anyway. That's what I want. That's what all of us want, I think, right?
There we go. Destiny said, damn, Chuck, like I'm not over here trying to instigate something. I'm trying to get everybody hyped up.
I mean, you guys agree, right? You're in the same mindset.
Well, of course, everybody comes in there to win.
Yeah.
I just like, for me, I like making fun of the small guys because, they do talk a lot on there. So it's going to be real nice to watch them.
Well, you see this comment that just came in. Jackie said Tyler Davis.
You can't get any of them to stop.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Tyler Davis asking if he should switch over to heavyweight, but I don't know. That 105 and underclass is going to be competitive. I think all of them is going to be competitive.
He can switch to heavyweight. He'd probably become middle pack, to be honest with you. His stamina is out of this world.
Oh, he's definitely going to be able to beat most of the moving events. But let's run through y'all's divisions. Tyler Davis.
Okay. Yeah.
The one who won the 105 last year.
Yeah. Well, let's make this known. He was the under 90. Was a world's strongest man.
Mm-hmm.
And then he decided to do the Forge the following year, and I did beat him. So technically, I'm the under 90 world's strongest man.
You just identify as under 90.
Yeah, I identify that.
Well, there's a few. So, when I started this show, my goal was to bring in local talent who's not really gotten a lot of show time or, big stage time, and then try to bring in people from all over the country, maybe even further, that are won large titles. And we're working that way. So, last year there was only 6 people in y'all's division total. Mm-hmm. This year we've got 14 registered, and I think we're going to have a 15th one sign up here soon.
I mean,
and there
was 11 of us before, right? At one point last year.
I think last year we only got up to 9.
Okay.
And we had 1 no show and then 2 back out.
Yeah, it was Rodian, right? Rodian didn't show.
Yeah. Yeah, he has some car issues apparently. He messaged me after the show.
Oh, that sucks.
I think Jackie was thinking I was being serious, but it was a joke. But oh well.
No,
obviously, obviously Tyler's not going to beat me in static no matter what, but he can probably beat me in the moving events and probably beat a lot of heavyweights moving events. But no, he's not going to beat most of the guys that are coming there. And that's just
the only 2 to pull 1,000 that day, though.
Oh yeah, he's strong as shit. Don't get me wrong, especially when he doesn't have to cut. But the overall weights we're gonna have to do. I don't know if that's smart. I mean, plus Tyler's getting a little older now, so so am I. So is Jonathan. We're not gonna be able to do this too much longer.
He said you wanted to smack talk, right?
How old are you, Trey?
I'm 33. Just I know I'm young, but my body's been through so much shit. Like, this is my last year competing. 2025 will be.
I do have a question, and this isn't like a dig at you at all. Do you have knee issues?
Very much.
Okay, I was wondering because I've never seen you dip in a press, or if you do, it's like a
Well.
big
So
Z dip where you're like,
Laws has me do on
Yeah.
my training. He wants me to build strict press first.
Yes.
And then he wants me to start working on knee mobility and then dipping. So once I get to 400 on the strict as the plan, then I'll start working on dip. Because we're aiming, if I have to do it, I want to get about 200 kilo on the log. If I have to pull it out, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do that at all. But that's the goal. That's how he trains Hooper a lot as well. He'll start doing strict to a certain point, and then he breaks into knee mobility and, of course, push press.
No, I'm a big fan of that kind of progression as well. I always want to keep my strict moving up, especially too because if I'm older too. I'm 36. Like my knees are a dice roll sometimes. Some days they're pretty solid. Other days they are not my friends, and you need to be able to know you can hit a good number even if they aren't your friends that day.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
what did you say? And you decided to work on the cameras in the jail.
So I was just reading.
What's happening? Is there a chat? I don't even know.
Yeah, there's a chat over here. Can you see it?
Oh, she's talking about, yeah. She works at a jail that I do a lot of. We pretty much build jails and prisons. The company I work for, and right now they have they're basically taking the whole place apart because they found a lot of black mold and everything else in there. I've been working there for years. So, I'll be on the news eventually. I know you got a mesothelioma. I'm going to call this number.
Well, let's run through a few of the people on y'all's division that y'all are going to be having to go up against and see if there's anything that stands out to y'all. I know Michael Smith. If you're not familiar with him, I think he came in second or third at nationals in the 275. He's won, I think, every local show he's competed at 275. So he's going to be probably the lightest guy in y'all's division.
Hell, he does 9 shows a year.
Yeah, and I think he's won all but the nationals.
Yes, he's a beast.
Yeah. Then we got Trevor Simmonsma.
Yeah, you're close.
Names. I'm sorry.
You're close, but you're not good with names.
I butcher them bad. But he competed at the Shaw Classic in the amateur division a year ago.
Yeah, that's back when he was 360 pounds.
Pounds?
Yeah.
Pounds.
Yeah, pounds.
That's whole ass pounds.
Whole ass pounds, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see who else we got. We got Michael Cox, probably gonna be the biggest guy here.
Yeah, that's a big boy. I asked him before. I said, "Why the hell aren't you playing on some college or NFL team? They would take you just for your size alone."
Yeah, he's like 6'6", 400 pounds.
Yeah, just stand there in the A gap. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. But he's won Alabama Strongest. He's won a couple other shows, and he's going to be a good one for y'all to compete with. And there's a few other people here who
have big guys. If they're like good athletes, yeah, it's scary because you're like, man, I was not surprised that big guy could move or I was surprised that big guy could move like that. And then other times when you're just like, oh, okay, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, because you're about my height, right?
Me?
5'11",
5'9.5", 5'10".
I say, me and you about the same height. I'm 5'10", and Trey and Jonathan, y'all are like 6+. I think the average height is 6 foot for open.
I'm 6'1".
Yeah,
I'm 6'3".
Yeah, John's 6'3", and Trevor's like 6'4".
Yeah, if we have if everybody shows up who signed up right now, which I know there's some questions about certain athletes, I won't say who, but because they're trying to decide if they want to do the Arnold instead. But we got.
I don't know why, because I'm doing the Arnold 3 weeks after the damn limit breaker. What the hell's the point?
Right, do both.
Yeah, that's right. Build up for both of them.
Yeah.
But there's at least 2 or 3 people here that are 6'6" or plus.
Yeah, I'm usually the shortest guy in any show I go to.
I'm lucky. I haven't broken over the 105 yet. I'm close. Like I got on the scale today, and I'm like 230 is pushing. I'm getting close.
Been steadily 315 since June.
Well, since the 105 guys have been talking so much smack, y'all want to talk smack about them?
They just talk so much. I don't even read chat. I just
it's not that you can talk smack. Some of their shit's scary. That they're going to do to each other.
Yeah,
it's definitely not PG-13. We definitely can't. No. This is a family.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's got to be something that airs on Netflix. How dirty that is.
Yeah,
or
you can't even
Cinemax.
say half their friggin'. It's ridiculous.
They there's some, I don't know. You got Pinkerton on there who's nuts already, and and then you've got the Bauer guy who's I don't know. Some of the stuff they say is like, man, what the hell?
And then Dusty in there.
They get creative.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I was hoping Dusty was going to be on here, Justin Weaver, because he came in second last year, and then his wife podiumed last year, and I was hoping they'd join us.
You see what Nathan said is exactly how I feel. If people don't cast a shadow bother me.
Hey, we got a new member. Welcome to the show, Chris Stewart.
Oh, he was bragging that he was in the lead with the Alabama Most Beautiful Man.
Yeah. Oh, we got a podium prediction here.
They spelled my name wrong.
Who is Young?
I'm thinking Tyler.
Tyler Young?
No, wait, hang on. Christopher Young. Yeah, Tyler Young.
The Battlefield Athletics guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know. I disagree with that podium.
Yeah, who are you thinking?
Obviously I'm going to have me up there because everybody would. But I think
excluding yourself.
I think number 2 is going to be. Let me remember who all is in there. So we got so many damn people now. I think the returning champ is going to be definitely in the top 3. Let me think who else is going to be there. Who am I missing, Chris? We just talked about this the other day.
Yeah, we got Wimberly, Clayson, BB, Vaughn, Smith, Coleman, Jones, Anthony Jones, Trotter, Behringer, Trevor, Michael Cox, Jake Dankert, Christopher Young, and Tyler Collins.
I didn't think Dankert was going to do it anymore. I think Dankert got hurt.
He hasn't officially pulled out. He said he wants to see how everything goes.
So okay. Dankert could be a top 3 if he's healthy, no doubt.
Yeah, he was top 10 at OSG one year.
Okay, well, I don't know. It's hard to do a top 3 with all those people.
You just don't know where everybody's at right now.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, because I don't. There's several people that I know like Trotter and all personally, and they're great athletes if they're 100%. But if they're 80%, 90% coming in, then they're not going to do so well.
Yeah, because I think right now we have at least 3 former Alabama Strongest in here, on top of a ton of other accolades. But I always like the Alabama Strongest going head to head.
Yeah, that's a good show to base it off of. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
that's a tough show, not just for athletes wise, just the fucking 110 degrees outside and 100% humidity.
That's no fun for anyone. Yep. I hate summer shows. I do one every year, and every year I go, never doing this ever fucking again. And then the next year I'm at some stupid ass summer show going, why the hell did I do this?
That's my everyday down in Florida.
Yeah, man, Florida. You can have that
every day.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Look, it was 25 degrees outside, and I was out in flip flops, breaking the sheet of ice off of my pool to put my cover on it in shorts and flip flops.
I've had hoodie on since it was like 65 degrees outside.
Oh no, that's I'm not even wearing a shirt. Bare feet, shirt, no shirt, shorts, 65 degrees. I might put something over my toesies.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and make y'all all give me podium picks for y'all's own division. That's kind of insulting. I don't want to make y'all do that. But how about, who do y'all have for the 231s or the 105 men?
Ooh, Tyler Davis definitely first or second. Justin Weaver's going to be. Yeah, Weaver's going to be up there with them. And then I really don't know the rest of them, the smaller guys.
Well, just so y'all know, two recently, because we weren't filling up the women, so I opened it back up. We're going to just do a 60 total athlete cap. Joshua Dargis, Mark Cummings, both registered, who they all competed at PSL U90. So this is almost going to be a rematch for the U90 PSL because we got like 5 guys who competed at that show.
Oh, that'd be
this
good.
one.
This,
was a heavy
I will
show,
say
too.
that your 105 division for this is just stacked. Last year and this year is wild. Like how many people are, high level OSG athletes, high level PSL, like just people that have done some high level shows. I'm like watching that going, that's an impressive group of dudes to just show up at a random place and just show up and out and throw down.
Yeah, I mean, one of them is coming from UK, so
Yeah.
I was super impressed by that.
That's wild. I mean, that's good on you for getting that kind of caliber to show up.
Honestly,
it's
I think it's just people trying to take down Tyler.
Wait, is Pinkerton in this? Pinkerton's in the show?
Yep. So
I forgot that.
Current, we got Jacob McBride coming from California, Christopher Miller, who I think won the World Strength Games, and then Adam Kostic, Josh Pinkerton, Rush Davenport, Tyler Davis, Andrew Labatt. I was probably butchering that. Chandler Caldwell, Caleb Vaughn, Drew Gaines, Matthew Powell, Brian Bauer, Andrew Perkins, Justin Weaver, Harry Walker, Josh Dargis.
Which one's the guy that won it last year?
Tyler?
He's the one that keeps doing all the stones.
Oh, Adam.
Viking?
Adam Kostic that does the stone stuff?
He's not in it?
He's in it. Yeah, he's in it. He didn't win it last year though. He's the one that got the Bubba Award.
Yeah, that's right. He got Bubba Award. I think he's going to do pretty well.
He smashed the power stairs.
If he's healed, his throwing and stones are just insane.
Mm-hmm. He has some good events in that. He'd do pretty well. He'd lose a fair bit on the overhead and the deadlift, but then the rest of it he'd do really well.
Yeah. His overhead's gotten a lot better since this past year. I saw Lee. I hate to call him out like this, but when we were doing this year's Limit Breaker, I was really worried about the log press because I had seen some fail videos from him, and I got behind him, and you see me and Todd on camera, like we're both ready to catch the log because we don't know which way it's going to go. But he's improved dramatically since then.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see where he comes in on the max as long as his shoulder's healthy.
Well, I'm curious about seeing what the highest log is going to be in that weight class.
I'm going to guess 330 to 340.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I know Weaver, I think he got top 5 at the static in the 105 or something like that, top 10. And I think he can strict press 320, 310.
Yeah, he's got a massive overhead. I think he's going to surprise some people with his log on that day.
Well, that's a dude who's just gym strong, like really gym strong, and that he, depending on the movement, that carries over super hard for him. I mean, he was real impressive on the deadlift last year, and
yeah, we got 3 different people in the comment section saying 350. I think it's doable.
350 is doable. I believe it.
I mean, I'm looking at the list right here, and I can count at least 6 people I know are going to be in the 300s.
Davis is a 330, I think, around that. So it wouldn't surprise me if he hit 350.
I mean, Tyler Davis, let's see, Matt Powell, Justin Weaver, Harry Walker, and then I don't know Mark Cummings or Josh Dargis's pressing abilities, but I mean, I know they're elite level, so
it's gonna be fun, that's for sure.
Yeah,
we already hit 350 in prep, so Davis is coming for it.
Cool.
Yeah, first event too, so everybody will be fresh.
Yeah,
that's
nice. Getting to do a max first is always like a kindness from the promoter.
Yeah, as a somewhat competitive person, I like to give you all the best ability.
You're like, hey, I want you to do a max deadlift, but I want it to be event 5. I want you to do.
That's just me being selfish. I want records at my shows.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's what we want to see.
Yeah, I'm about to get with the other part of my staff and go over the rules. I've got them all typed up. I'm just going to get with them to see if they want to do edits, and then it's going to be coming out to y'all probably before Christmas. So y'all have the detailed rules printed out like last year.
Well, if we can, if maybe you're going to throw it into main chat, so good luck for any of us. To
I'll probably email it.
Yeah, that would be great.
I'll probably email that
because of all of the comp related conversations that happen.
Oh my God, yeah.
I love that they always end it with it's comp related. It's comp related. Well, let's get on to the
if
more.
we were going to say that on on here, it'd be like, yeah, what beep 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 beep. It was complicated.
I'm tempted.
He
to
thought about
it.
Yeah. He thought about having them all on there.
I'm still thinking about it, but it's going to be members only video. Like not even public can watch it.
Yeah,
like you're gonna have to pay to just see that shit show, because that's exactly what it would be. Well, let's talk a little bit about the women, because the women has grown significantly since last year. We added a second weight class. It was just all open. This year we've got 161 and under, and then open with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 returning athletes, 3 in the open, which I'm excited because I'm pretty sure 2 of them are watching right now, Destiny and Olivia.
I can grab Taylor from the other room real quick if you want me to get her. She's doing the Christmas with the girl real quick. Let me see if I can get her, pull her away.
Yeah, bring her in.
Taylor,
what you mean what?
They're doing a thing.
Well, while he's getting her, I'm excited about this one because we got Destiny, who is competing this year as the current state log press record holder.
That's right.
So, and then we've got Olivia, who has been killing it, and a lot of other shows leading up into this. So we'll see how that goes. They all competed against, or 2 or 3 of these competed against each other at your show, Trey. So I'm excited to see a rematch between Destiny, Atlantis, and Olivia. And then we've got Taylor, who should be joining us hopefully here soon.
No, she's tied up for the minute. Sorry.
I got you. No worries. Taylor, the reigning champ. I'm excited to see her come back. She won Ohio's, didn't she?
She won Ohio's last year, and then she won Ohio State's this year.
Nice.
And then she went to OSG qualifier. Yeah, she went to OSG qualifier in Missouri, came 3rd there, but she hung with those girls all day. And then she did the online qualifier, and I think she came 4th.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I think we talked about it last week. She's top 5. I remember that.
So we just yesterday was the last day of prep for OSG, and now we're relaxing to take her out there on Wednesday. So it's gonna be fun.
So go win OSG, and that way I have another accolade to add to the competitors here.
It's in Wisconsin this year.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be bitter cold too.
Yeah, it's not gonna be too different for us. She just yesterday pulled a 445 axle like it was nothing.
She could beat me on axle right now.
Like, let me see if I got this on deck.
While you're looking at whatever that is, go ahead and mention the other 2 in the open. We got Rebecca Garand. She's out of Canada, but I think she's currently living in Colorado, so she's going to be our other Canadian here. And JC Bayman, she won the novice Alabamas, but she did so phenomenal. I went ahead and invited her too.
It's going to be a long trip for some people.
Well, we haven't got to the lightweight women yet, and she's not registered yet, but she's promised me she will be, but she's out of New Zealand.
Holy shit.
I was going to say that this is a very smooth 445.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty damn smooth.
Yeah, she beat me on deadlift right now.
That's fatigue. We're looking at her pulling at least a couple on that 455 axle for comp day. So excited.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan, is your I'm sorry, his wife, fiance, girlfriend?
Fiance. And
Yeah.
she's going to be signing up. She's going to be officially signing up probably this week.
That's cool.
But,
Awesome.
That's
she
exciting.
had
Which
some
class?
lightweight women's,
Okay.
the 160s.
Well, let's-
She had a couple contests that she had to, like, she got into the Arnold, so we had to plan that out and, you know, make sure she wanted to do both, which we're going to do because that's how we do things, you know.
well,
So
not to discount y'all's class or the men's 105 or the women's open, but the women's lightweight class has become the one that I think I'm most excited to watch.
Yeah.
So we've got real quick Portia Birdsley, who I think won nationals.
Hey, she is jacked.
Yeah. Allie Echeverria, I probably butchered that name. She's a local competitor out of Georgia, so she won a local show and got invited that way. Kim Scott, who's out of Colorado, who is also a PSL level athlete. Jesselyn Nash, I think, is out of Georgia. She's won Alabama. Yeah.
Matt
Then we
Powell's.
got Matt Powell's athlete.
Yep.
Amber Khan, who y'all saw her last year. That's Weaver's wife. And then we got Alex Martin, Chloe Glass, and Alex Stevens, who all three I think are PSL or OSG top level. So it's going to be a battle between all of these. And then the one out of New Zealand, Meg, I got to ask her how to pronounce her last name because I don't know if it's Lot, or Lata. It's Latta. She has promised me she is registering. So
So you got some people flying from far. That's cool.
I'm officially calling this an international pro-am.
absolutely.
I will be happy to put that on my list of things that I've done. Thank you.
No, it's going to be a good show. I'm excited to see everything that happens. And if Stuart's still with us, him and Damien, I appreciate all they're doing for the judging side of it, because it lets me focus in on getting everything and organized and promoted. I don't have to worry about the judging part of it too.
Yeah. The only thing I would say for judging is for next year, you got to get them on the same page if you do a tiebreaker again.
Yeah, well,
yes, I agree.
That's a sensitive subject. We'll just
one very strict and one that was not as strict, and that's all I'll say.
It'll be a very different tiebreaker option. I honestly, with as many split times as we took, and that was a conversation we had going into it. Olivia shouting you out there. As many split times as we took, we were like, there's no way we're going to have a tie. There's no possible way because we're not going to have any tied on events. And sure as hell enough, we had two ties. We had a tie in the open and in the women's. So I will.
I didn't feel like it was too much of an issue for the opens when they walked into that. Oh God, I'm blanking the guy's name but I talk to him all the time. But anyway, he walked in like lasered in that he was going to win that, and he wasn't.
Barber.
Yeah, Barber, Nathan. Nate knew he wasn't dropping that until he went, and so I just felt bad for Colt at that point because I knew Colt wasn't going to be able to dig in for that, like the way that Nathan was. Like I could see it in Nathan's eyes that he was going to dig and he was going to hold it until Colt dropped, and that was it. So, like I didn't feel anything about that, but like the other way, we're not going to get too deep into it, but that was all I'd say. Just get judges on point with each other. Communication's key.
Well, it'll be a different tiebreaker, and we'll have the judging set up to where it's the same judge for each group. So like all the open men will have the same judge instead of it. There's no way you're going to have different judges. Okay. But we'll definitely, I was very impressed by everything they did for me, and I'm grateful because it takes it off of me. I can't stand having to be that bad person, but the absolute rest of the day, everything else in the day was flawless. Yeah.
And you can't.
Chris Stewart is answering this for me. So
We won't do an effing hold.
That is true.
No,
That is true.
absolutely. Like, and that's it. But you address things like that anyway, and I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had conversations and things happen because you're a promoter and you want things to be run properly. And as a promoter, I and having spoken to you, and I know where your head's at, what you want everything to be like. You want it to be the best it can be, and if anything falls below your standards, that's going to eat at you until it's fixed.
Oh yeah, because even though I still like every time I talk about that show, it's last year's show because in my head, as soon as it's over, it's last year's.
Yep.
But it still feels like it was last week too. So
yeah, it's gonna sting. Yeah, anything that stings for a while.
Oh yeah,
I feel that. And especially too if you have anything that even it isn't like something that you could have prevented or anything that happens like that. Even just like if you see somebody get hurt at a show that's yours or anything like that, that just digs at you. I had a guy at one of my static last year, like tear his groin, and I still think about how bad that has to suck, and it bothers me that happened, and I feel bad for the guy every time I think about it. Because you'll feel responsible, even if it's nothing that you could have done.
Yeah, I actually had a client, or not a client, but a member to the gym the other day who was doing box jumps. He was doing for max height. He was doing killer, and I think he just got a little too cold, put a little extra plate on there, and he didn't quite make it. And he fell backwards and fractured his hand in like multiple places. And now he has to have the cast with pins going into his hand from the outside.
Man, what kind of establishment are you running?
You know what? He bounced right up and he was good to go, but his hand immediately swelled up to the size of like a baseball. I still feel guilty for that. He's my best friend, and I can't not feel guilty for that.
Yeah, you did nothing wrong. There's nothing you did. Somebody just do their thing, and then you just eats at you. I get it.
Oh yeah. Well, we've talked about a lot of things here. We've had a lot of engagement. Real quick, I want to throw this up here too. So shout out all our members. Where'd it go? Just toss this on the screen real quick. So everybody chatting with us today is a member to the channel. Appreciate all y'all supporting us because honestly could not have done it as much as we've done it without y'all. And thank you, Chris, for becoming a new member. You're not on that list because you just joined. I appreciate you doing that. Let's see. Yes, Stan had this up. Well, we've been going for about just shy of 50 minutes. Is there anything else that y'all want to talk about or discuss regarding the events or the athletes?
Let me look over this real quick if there's anything that.
So anybody watching, I'll go ahead and run through the event list here. So we're going to be starting with a max log. There's going to be 3 attempts, but it's going to be jump in and out based off of the weights. We're going to do, I think, 20-pound jumps for the men, 10-pound for the women. That may change if we're going to be looking at possible records, but I've got it listed as starting weight at 135 just because that's the Rogue empty log. We talked about it in the group chat. Somebody asked what the logs we're going to be using. I know one lane will be using a Rogue, one lane will be using a Pitbull. I'm not sure which will be which. We had the discussion before we got live on here about the difference between the logs and why we may be using 2 separate ones instead of duplicates. That'll be discussed more privately, but take a lot of pride in what we're doing. It's the best show. Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you, Chris. Following that is going to be the trial by forge. It's going to be a keg carry into a sandbag shoulder into a keg press. And I sent videos to everybody in the group chat, but it's going to be half the distance and back. So you're not going to be crossing paths on this one. You'll have one on each end. You'll carry the keg halfway back down, halfway back. Then you'll run back to like a quarter of the way, do a shoulder with the sandbag, and you'll end up in the middle with the other athlete across from you doing the keg press. Now it'll probably be a different division, but you'll be running head to head with somebody. Then we'll do the yoke into a deadlift axle or axle deadlift. I'm excited about this one. The way we're going to do it is it's going to be kind of staggered. So on this end, you'll be starting kind of like here, but the other one will be closer up. So when y'all cross paths, You won't go all the way to where they started. That way, when you come back to center, the deadlift bar is not butt to face. You're not, pulling a deadlift to somebody in front of you, right in front of you. You'll be staggered. So you'll carry it full length and come back to center. And then that way we don't have to reset anything. We'll just pick up, go in the opposite direction. Then we've got the loading race, the power stair for the first step. You don't have to jump up there. So it's literally just loading. It's not an actual power stair. 2 sandbags on the other side. So it's going to be the same stairs you used this past time. And then you'll step over to the side and load a keg over a bar next to it, which will probably be a yoke. And then the last event is the power pin deadlift hold. We're going to start the time as soon as it breaks the ground, and it'll stop when it drops. So there's no required lockout or anything like that. You can have soft knees. You can have soft hips. It's just all about holding on for dear life. Your hands do have to be butted up against the center. So that way it's less likely to use your thighs to pin it. I'm not going to say you can't, but it's going to be a lot harder to do that, especially if you had to get a wide stance to hold it.
These 2 fingers, I guarantee I will still be able to get.
Still, that's only 2 compared to 4. We did test all this. We do have 3 of these handles, so we actually may be running 3 lanes for this. Try to get it out quicker. My goal is to get y'all out before dark, because it gets dark here pretty early in February.
The person asked, is the keg for reps? I think that's just time, right?
Yeah, it's just time. So okay. It's everything is. I don't think we have anything for reps except for the axle deadlift is for how many reps you can get at the end.
All right. So I will say that thank you for not doing a Steinborn squat. I was
excited about that. I thought that was a great suggestion somebody made, and I was going to test it. I was going to, if I could do it, I was going to say the open guys can do it. So I was going to make the weight based off me. Y'all wasn't going to make anything crazy, but y'all seem to not like that at all.
I don't like the idea of something like that being on a speed base.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, we're all old. We got bad knees, and I really don't want to.
I'm y'all's age too.
We're all old. We got bad. We're heavier than you. It's more load on our knees. I'm the light one.
I
got
argue with that. I'm not going to argue with that.
No. You weigh more than I do.
Oh, what are you at 290? 295?
When I compete, I'm between 280, 290. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, you're real lean. But still, like, you're the same way, right? You're thinking Steinborn, loading all of that to one knee, trying to get underneath that, and then leveling.
Oh yeah, I was anticipating my MCL and ACL to go pop.
Oh, don't be siding with them now. When we were talking about it, you were on board. You were like, "That sounds great."
Yeah,
you squat.
I wanted to try it until I started thinking about it. I said, "Well, you're putting all that pressure on the one knee to get it up, and then you got to find your stance if somehow you came off. So it's going to be dangerous." But yeah, it was something different. It was a cool concept.
I wasn't thinking anything crazy. I was thinking like in the high 3 to maybe low 400s for y'all.
No, I could do it. I've played around with it before, but like, oh man. I also have terrible shoulder mobility, so trying to get racked onto that sideways like that would just be horrible. I already grabbed the collars on a squat, so I'm sitting here like one hand on the ground, one hand up here, and then trying to get in, and then might as well just ask me to do a cartwheel. I'd rather do that. We just do max weighted vest cartwheel. Get one of those Kens. That's what I'd rather do.
We could do the Go Ruck challenge. The OSG try to pull off.
Oh God.
Yeah. No, what you do is you get one of those Kensui plate chest piece things that screws on, and then we just do who can do a cartwheel with the most body weight on them.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Or what's the big thing that straps over and looks like a?
Oh yeah, the big horn.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They hang kettlebells from it and stuff.
The Donna Moore effect, yeah. Where she's got her hand on her hip like porn star walking along.
Well, there are a couple of things that come out.
Has anybody seen I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the contest that happens every year, Dia Von, what's it called? Dildo?
Yeah, Dildo. That's close to me. That's up here. That's Chris Baccio. He's my state rep for USS. That dude,
Gotcha.
that dude's a weirdo.
I want to come
He's
watch
a
that
cool
one.
dude, but he comes out and he'll do like a Halloween show, and then he'll be just sitting there, and he's just he's a chunky guy, and he's got bow legs, his beard, and kind of like sitting there like that, and he's in a Little Mermaid costume, so he's in green leggings. He's got shell
wow.
pasties on and a red wig, and he's sitting there like handing candy out to kids, and you're like, I'm walking away.
Oh man. Well,
then he puts out that show, and you're like, yeah, it makes sense.
yeah. Well,
I
we're
was
coming up on
actually
an
happy
hour
that got
here.
featured on Too Buff for this. The guy doing
Oh.
the double
Yeah.
Viking test.
Man, that was an entertaining show to watch. But
I bet.
well, I appreciate y'all hopping on. We're going to try to keep this to an hour here because I've got some stuff I got to take care of at the house with the family.
Same.
Get ready for the next week. Get ready for this show coming up Saturday. Couple quick shout out things. The men's 105 and the women's 161, they're going to be, or 73, 74, whatever that is. They're going to be qualifiers for PSL. If you guys in the open weigh in under, I think it's 275.
Yes.
285.
It's 275.3, I think he said.
Yeah. So if y'all weigh in under that, I'm not suggesting y'all cut to that because I haven't confirmed it, but happens if y'all do weigh in under that, I'm going to try to push to get y'all a qualifier to that PSL as well. So,
Well, no, there we go. That guy might want to think about it, but I mean, John, you're similar to me, right? You're around like 310, 320,
About 320, yeah.
and then I'm somewhere between 310 and 318 any given day. And I haven't been under that in 6 months, and I don't think I've been under 290 in 4 years. So,
well, ladies,
Yeah.
Destiny, I'm still working on something for you as well. Like my goal is always to build a next step for y'all. I'll be honest, I was trying back in 23 to get this show to be a qualifier for Shaw Classic, the OSG, Arnold, something. I was trying to push for that. I even reached out to Magnus for Magnus, and even I'm sure none of y'all would want to travel over there for that. But
if I had an invite,
Absolutely.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
He's looking for an
know
American
I'm
qualifier,
always
too.
pushing. Yeah.
For the
I'm always
Magnus.
pushing for it.
Keep pushing. I mean, if you can.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what next year, who knows what the OSG qualifiers are going to look like next year.
Mm-hmm.
Now that, because initially they talked about the regionals going away when Lynn bought into Strongman Corporation, but now that Lynn's out of Strongman Corporation, I don't know if he's going to go back to the regionals or if.
What happened? What happened with that? They did this giant post saying they're together, and now they're not together. What the fuck?
I worked closely with them leading into Maine Nationals, helping them get the bag toss together. And they just seem to have some friction in the way that they both like to handle things, is the best way I can put it. They don't approach things the same way. And it seems like, they just kind of rubbed each other the wrong way to a point where they just needed to part ways as far as business partners. Is what it seems like to be the most bit of it. Both of them, dealing with both of them, they're both good guys. Lynn obviously is incredible with what he's done for OSG and pushing that. And James has been behind Strongman Corporation running shows for them forever. So now that he's actually the owner, he can at least start enacting change for the things that he's wanted all along. So I think it's going to go well for Strongman Corporation, and the way it's going to go forward is once he figures out how to delegate a little better, I think James is going to.
Yeah, I was going to say, James, we did America's Strongest Masters, and he was there, and the show was ran. Just you couldn't plan a better organization of things with the space they had. But I think delegation is important for him. He's got to learn to spread it out. And
he works incredibly hard, but he likes to take too much on himself. Because I was there like for Maine Nationals, that it was tough. He was pulled all directions and trying to get everything. He's getting down to the wire, and some really unfortunate things happened with a trailer the night before they were driving out there. He had a hydraulic lift trailer that you could put pallets onto, And we went out to Spider Strength to get everything from there to take out to Maine Nationals. And he drops it onto the ground so we can start walking all the equipment on. And we load a couple 1,000 pounds worth of equipment up onto there, and then we're getting ready to go. And the freaking hydraulic pump dies, and it won't come up off the ground. And we can't get anyone out there to fix it. And then him and I are just like trying everything. It's just me and him sitting in my car at like midnight, looking at the trailer, talking to Lynn on the phone, like, hey, I got to rent a U-Haul and then get a group of people to load this to another trailer tomorrow morning. So he was about like 16, 18 hours behind schedule by the time they rolled into the day before Nationals. It was crazy. I felt rough for him. The fact that show still happened the way it did, not Masters Nationals, the main one, the way that kicked off and everything went the way it did for that was, I was super impressed that they were able to pull it all together the last second.
I gotcha. Well, hopefully, they get all that stuff worked out and we can.
I'd say keep pushing. What I'm saying though is keep pushing for OSG. I think that he's going to be a little bit more fluid with that going on. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. No, for sure.
We've had conversations. He's been very fair about it. He wants to see what my show does. It's it was new when I first talked to him about it. It's only going to be his third year in 25, so it was fair that he wanted to see what my work ethic and everything looks like. So maybe in the next year or two we can make that an official thing.
Yeah, I mean, especially from like John can attest to how some shows go sometimes when you take a chance on somebody who doesn't work out super great, because we did was it Mid-Atlantic last year?
Yeah.
And we had some issues with that show. With it not day running way too long. I think that day was 12 hours.
Testing equipment.
8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
That hurts my heart.
Yeah. It was rough. They had some equipment issues. That's why I was this year when I was talking to you about the frame, like asking you how that frame was going to be because of that show, because they had made this frame where the posts were on top of the frame and it made a seesaw effect. So our buddy Calvin Sexton, he picked it up and his hands are crazy strong. I have no idea how he even held onto this stupid thing, but he held onto it and his hands went completely vertical and the whole thing came up and kissed the back of his head. And he ended up zeroing the frame.
Talk about somebody getting hurt as a promoter. That right there, when equipment failure, that's what scares me. Like if you get hurt, you're doing a deadlift or a log press, I still feel bad. But if it's because of something I built or I put in the show specifically, I can't handle that.
The funny, not funny one was the car deadlift. I'm standing there while they're trying to figure it all out, and they do the test pull on this expedition, and the weight posts of it go right up into the bottom of the bumper and just punch through the bottom of the bumper. And they were on loan from a local dealership for the competition that sponsored, and the crew guy that was standing next to me just goes, "Well, looks like All American Fitness 24 just bought themselves a brand new expedition," and walked away.
That is what makes me nervous about borrowing, especially like from a dealership or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're going a little over time here. I appreciate y'all jumping on and cutting up with me here.
Sorry to keep talking. I ramble. Apologize.
No, you're good. Like I said, I had to get going. I got to go pick up my daughter from the grandmother. So hope y'all have a good night, and we'll do this again at some point. Maybe rated R and have the wild children on here, but we'll see how that goes.
All right. Yeah, you guys have a good night. It's good to chat with you guys.
You too, man.
You as well. Thanks for having me.